significant progress in addressing homelessness. Furthermore, 17 individuals achieved a milestone by being placed in permanent housing, reflecting the city's commitment to creating sustainable solutions for homelessness. These comprehensive outreach and engagement activities exemplify the city's dedication to addressing the complex challenges of homelessness and working towards creative, positive, lasting impacts within the community. The city's emergency solution grant funds have been instrumental in establishing a partnership with Water of Life Church and CityLink to deliver comprehensive homeless services within the community. Through this collaborative effort, a total of 139 individuals benefited from homeless prevention services, addressing crucial aspects such as rental arrears and case management to prevent homelessness. 4 individuals received rapid rehousing services, which encompassed vital supports such as security deposits, rental application fees, subsidies, housing search and placement, and comprehensive case management. Street outreach activities proved impactful, reaching 511 individuals. These activities involved engaging clients through initial needs and eligibility assessments, addressing urgent and physical needs, providing referral and information services, offering transportation assistance, developing individualized housing service plans, and delivering overall case management. 59 individuals were provided with motel vouchers, offering temporary shelter solutions during challenging times. Additionally, 60 individuals found refuge in emergency shelters, offering immediate support and a safe haven for those experiencing homelessness. This collaborative effort initiative reflects the city's commitment to utilizing ESG funds effectively to address the multifaceted needs of individuals facing homelessness, ensuring a comprehensive and compassionate approach to homeless service. During the 2023 year, the Housing Department secured 2 significant grants to further its mission. The Lead Hazard Reduction Grant, in the amount of $4 million, will be utilized to provide a grant program to residents that is strategically designed to focus on the reduction of lead-based paint hazards in eligible housing units. The primary objective is to safeguard the health of children and vulnerable populations residing in older housing units containing lead-based paint. The grant funds are dedicated to addressing lead exposure risks and implementing measures to ensure the safety and well-being of residents. The city also received the Healthy Homes Supplemental Grant in the amount of $400,000, which will be earmarked for use exclusively in homes that are undergoing lead hazard control work. The Healthy Homes Supplemental Grant plays a crucial role in identifying and rectifying housing-related health and safety hazards. This targeted approach ensures that the funds are directed towards initiatives that directly contribute to the improvement of living conditions and overall health outcomes. These grants underscore the Housing Department's commitment to proactively addressing health and safety concerns within housing units, with a particular emphasis on mitigating lead-based paint hazards and ensuring the well-being of vulnerable populations. Over the course of the past year, the Housing Department has achieved notable success and milestones. Renovations and the commencement of operations of the Bridge of Hope Emergency Shelter, featuring 6 beds and 2 family efficiency units, signifying a substantial advancement in providing immediate assistance to those in need. Furthermore, the completion of renovations for 14 units designated for interim housing underscores the department's commitment to offering transitional support to individuals within the community. These accomplishments collectively demonstrate the Housing Department's proactive efforts in addressing housing challenges and ensuring the overall well-being of residents over the preceding year. Looking ahead into 2024 and beyond, the Housing Department maintains a steadfast commitment to advancing affordable housing solutions. A primary focus will be on the strategic expansion of the affordable housing units through the acquisition rehab rental program. Additionally, the imminent completion of renovations of 4 units designated for permanent supportive housing will play a pivotal role in offering essential transitional housing options for individuals graduating from the emergency shelter and interim housing program. The department will begin to actively utilize the Lead Hazard Reduction Grant and Healthy Homes Grant to address lead and other home hazards, with a specific emphasis on supporting families with children in order to ensure safe and healthy living environments for vulnerable populations within the community. In line with its mission, the Housing Department will continue its proactive approach in identifying and applying for grant opportunities. This strategic pursuit aims to secure additional funding, facilitating the expansion of programs and services. Through these initiatives, the department is poised to enhance its capacity to meet the diverse and evolving housing needs of the community in the years ahead. That concludes today's presentation, unless there are any questions.
Before I ask questions from the other council members, I've got to tell you, this was a great presentation. Are there any questions? Okay, thank you. That brings us to Bill Blunt on behalf of the Southern California Municipal Athletic Federation, who will be presenting to the City of Fontana's Community Service Department with their Golden Shield Award for outstanding contributions to the Federation, and awards Community Services Supervisor Stan Clark with a special recognition. Please come forward when my colleagues are joining.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council, for allowing me to make these presentations. My name is Bill Bant. I'm the Communications Marketing Coordinator with SMAF. SMAF has been around since 1949, and we provide year-round athletic competitions to grow recreational-based sports programming. Additionally, we plan and organize networking, training, and educational opportunities that center on municipal sports programming trends. And the City of Fontana Community Service Department is a big supporter of these initiatives and are very helpful. One of the key things that I've done for this past year is each October we host our annual SMAF Institute, which hosts over 300 recreational sport professionals. And the City of Fontana supported this by presenting many of the educational sessions for these park and recreation professionals. If it wasn't for this staff, it was very key for them to help and educate and the new educational professionals moving up in the ranks. So because of these individuals' willingness to participate in the 2023 SMAF Institute, SMAF is proud to present the City of Fontana Community Services Department with the Golden Shield Award. The Golden Shield Award is awarded to agencies for outstanding contributions to the Federation. Thank you, Fontana, for contributing to the success of the 2023 SMAF Institute and many of the other initiatives that you present for us. Thank you.
Can we give a big hand, everyone? Daniel, can we have everybody introduce themselves? Thank you so much, Bill, for coming out.
We have one more award.
Oh, another award, excuse me, that's right, okay.
Also, I want to call out for special recognition to the contribution of Sports and Aquatic Supervisor Stan Clark. Over the course of 2023, Stan has gone above and beyond in service of SMAF. In the spring of 2023, Stan was instrumental in conducting the Surf and Turf Workshop training event hosted here at Fontana, which provided sports and aquatic programming educational sessions for over 100 staff from Fontana and surrounding cities. Stan brought SMAF and SCPOA, which is the Southern California Public Pool Operators Association, together to both combine their respective training efforts. The collaboration contributed to SCPOA-led aquatic sessions at the SMAF Institute. So SMAF is proud to present this special recognition award to Stan for his contributions to the Federation.
Yep, and I'm just going to do some introductions. This is a facility dog day coordinator, Lauren Sweet, and one of our pool managers, Ivan Lassard, our new aquatics coordinator, Josh Marquez, who's been with the city for a while, and our other aquatics coordinator, Jess Barragan. And through their efforts, we had a very successful training season, and thank you all for your efforts.
Well, Bill, and all of our great staff members that have made these awards possible for this great city, and thank you for the bragging rights, which I intend to get busy on right away, of course. But we just really thank all of you for all your great service. And Bill, thanks for coming out today. We want to take a picture with you. Okay.
Say cheese.
Josh, one second. There you go. 1, 2, 3. One more. Thank you.
There is, oh, wait a minute. Okay.
All right, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1,
There's real competition between Fontana and the rest of the city. Yeah, there's real competition when it comes to these events with other cities, so they will be pretty sad. That brings us to public comment. Good afternoon, and thank you again for attending this meeting of the City Council. The Brown Act provides that members of the public may offer comment on any item of interest within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council, and on any action item, including items on the consent calendar. What this means is that the council welcomes and encourages your input on issues of city business and on action items of today's agenda. Issues of city business do not include personal attacks on city officials or city staff. While we acknowledge your right to comment on our actions or activities with respect to city issues and business, we will not tolerate purely personal comments not having to do with official performance of city duties. Please do not use profanity, name-calling, or any other behavior that would disrupt the proceedings today. Speech or other activities such as yelling from the audience, applauding, that disrupts the orderly business of the council, and it will not be allowed. After a warning, continued behavior that disrupts the meeting may result in you being asked to leave the meeting. Thank you. City Clerk and Deputy City Clerk, how many cards do we have?
Mayor, we have 19 cards in anticipation of a couple of additional speakers.
Okay. I'm gonna leave it at the 3 minutes based on what you have now, okay? All right.
Our deputy city clerk will announce the speakers.
And our first speaker is Ted Jimenez.
Gotta go around.
Oh, I sure do, don't I? Since that was my first time. Good afternoon, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members and staff. My name is Ted Jimenez. I'm a longtime Fontana resident from 1986. Been living here. It's my first time coming to your meeting, and it's a good day to be here because I was reading in the paper with my wife on your vision of Fontana moving forward. Sierra Avenue, all the work that's going to be coming up, that's going to be entertainment, bringing in more entrepreneurship. We love that. My wife and I had to say something about that today. We want to thank you for all the hard work and the vision that you have moving forward with that, and the affordable housing, and the housing that you're putting into. That was all recognized by the Peter Buttigieg, who I was fortunate to meet a few times, a very great individual. And just wanted to say that keep that going. We love it. We've seen the improvement over all these years, and we'd like to just let you know that we support you and we're back doing that. And Mayor Pro Tem Garcia, from personal, thank you for those birthday wishes I get every year. In my mail personally, I take that very personal, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you all very, very much.
Our next speaker is Tariq Azim.
Tariq Azim, good afternoon, Mayor Warren and members of the Fontana City Council. My name is Tariq Azim, and I'm a lifelong resident of Fontana and a former city employee. I also voted for Mayor Warren in 2018. I'll say that now. Access to affordable and high-quality healthcare is vital for me and members of my community to stay healthy. Planned Parenthood's proposed health center would bring essential services to improve the health and well-being of Fontana residents and would create at least 24 new jobs. As a Medi-Cal beneficiary, I am grateful that many of Planned Parenthood services are covered by Medi-Cal and IEHP, ensuring that access to vital health care like cancer screenings, contraceptions, STI testing, and preventative care are a right and not a luxury. Please approve Planned Parenthood's permit and prioritize the health of Fontana's residents. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Terry Schmidt with Planned Parenthood.
Hi, my name is Terry Schmidt. I am a 35-year resident of the city of Fontana, and I am the mother of two amazing educated daughters, one of which is Andrea Schmidt, who works for Planned Parenthood. Growing up, I was never concerned about things that are happening in this world right now. Things that my daughters must now fight for, and that is women's equality and the fundamental freedom of being able to control their own body. My daughters and all the Fontana residents deserve to have access to high-quality, non-judgmental health care provider like Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood would be an asset to the city, bringing more health education to the community, affordable health care, and reproductive freedom. I urge you to stop the moratorium and allow Planned Parenthood to process or to proceed with their plan to build a health city in our health center in our city. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Lupe Miranda. Lupe Miranda. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next one. Ariana Chavez.
Good afternoon, members of the City Council. My name is Ariana Chavez. My family and I live in Fontana, and I also work as a health educator for Planned Parenthood of Orange and San Bernardino counties. I stand before you today as a health educator, someone who is deeply passionate about the well-being and empowerment of our communities. Planned Parenthood is a trusted provider of reproductive health care, education, and advocacy. By bringing their services closer to our community, we can ensure that all individuals have access to comprehensive and affordable health care. This health center would provide vital services such as family planning, contraception, STI testing and treatment, cancer screenings, and so much more. It's also important to acknowledge that many individuals in our community face barriers to healthcare access. For some, transportation or financial constraints make it difficult to access the care they need. Having a Planned Parenthood Health Center in Fontana will break down barriers to ensure that everyone has a chance to receive the health care they deserve. This not only improves individual health outcomes, but also contributes to the overall well-being and prosperity of our city. I'm proud to be part of the Fontana Planned Parenthood. We're investing in health, education, and empowerment in our community. We are providing vital services, comprehensive education, and breaking down barriers to care, which will have a positive impact on the lives of countless individuals and families in our city. Thank you for your time, Council.
Our next speaker is Wendy Joseph.
Okay, good afternoon, Council, Mayor, and City of Fontana. I am here because I wrote down a couple of times what I wanted to say, but I don't think that's good enough. I think this deserves the way that I feel, and there's a regard for humanity here when it comes down to reproductive rights. There shouldn't be a political interference, and this is a political interference. When we speak about the timeline, I did so much research on it. I'm actually a gun violence advocate, and I kind of saw how it kind of intertwined with, substandard pills and falsified pills and people getting, medications that are not from licensed doctors and nurses. We have human trafficking, that's an issue. A lot of these places like Planned Parenthood, they do ask you, are you being abused? Things like that. This just deserves my, it deserves for me to come here and be real. I don't have a script. I think everybody used all the words that I was gonna say. And, but I just wanted to come here in 1946 through 64. There was a baby boomer generation. From there, we have the disco era that began in the 70s and ended in the 80s. And we had crack cocaine, right? We had cocaine during the 70s. Crack cocaine came about, it was in full swing. You know, we had the AIDS epidemic. You know, then it goes now, we're right here today in the 2000s. What are we doing with human trafficking, fentanyl? And now we're having to fight for reproductive rights. I see something here. And I think it's bigger than just poor Planned Parenthood getting punched in the gut by people not wanting them to open up a facility to have, you know, talk to the firefighters about how many overdoses I do all the time, you know? How are they getting these falsified pills and stuff like that? You know, if we don't have a place for these children and these teens to be responsible for their sexual activity, then they're gonna do what they gotta do to get medicated. They shouldn't be having to get pills running across the border or something to go get pills and they don't know what they're taking. You know, that opens the door, you know, we're already having a fentanyl issue. Like, I mean, you know, I deal with gun sense, but this is a whole different, a lot of sense right here. This is a global issue. We're dealing with, you know, World Health Organization, the National Institutes of Medicine and Science and things like that. I mean, we have a lot to deal with. And if you guys don't open up this clinic, I mean, I'm a gun violence activist. You know, this is going to be a bigger issue, a problem for everyone who works in public safety.
Your time is up.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Astrid Cortez. Astrid Cortez. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next one. Bobby Joe Chavira.
Hi, good afternoon, folks. My name is Bobby Jo Chavia. I am a longtime community member. Moved out here my senior year of high school, 1988. And I am a mother, but also a longtime resident who at one point was single, unwed, in a monogamous relationship with no access to healthcare. And it was only the good fortune that I had a vehicle to actually travel outside of this community to access of healthcare through Planned Parenthood, either in Riverside or in San Bernardino. The fact that this is one of the largest cities in the region and does not have accessible healthcare to anyone who needs it is shameful, is immoral, and is discriminatory against the low-income folks of color in this community who need access to all of the reproductive rights that this state of California has embedded in our Constitution. Planned Parenthood, their proposed health center will bring essential services right here in Fontana, saving time, money, and stress to the young people, the working adults in this community that need these resources. That political ideology is preventing access to health care is not the proper use of city resources, city time, city staff, city energy in this moratorium that unfairly targets this health center. It is time that this city council do the right thing on this important issue and stop letting ideological beliefs infringe upon the community, infringe upon our rights, infringe upon our ability to have access as we need it, and to determine our own health care as we see fit. You know, I myself have always been pro-choice, simply because I am the product, as many of my peers, of a teenage pregnancy. So I would never myself want to inhibit anyone else's right to ensure their economic future and their rights the way that you're doing now.
Next is Sandra Ayala. Sandra Ayala. Okay, we're moving on. Jennifer Cardenas. Okay, next is Adrian Braciale. Is she here, Adrian Braciale? Okay, Andrea Schmidt, or Richard Montano? Okay.
Mayor Warren, council, my situation here is, my talk is regarding, probably more directed to the Parks Commission. But anyway, I think we'll all agree that Fontana Park is a great place. It's great for families, it's great for people to walk around, seniors like myself to walk around. But the thing that's disgusting is the amount of dog poop. I have 2 dogs, and I walk my dogs every morning and most afternoons. But, there's other irresponsible dog owners who will not pick up their dog poop. I carry poop bags with me, and I dispose of them properly. Now, all that dog poop, of course, will lead to, it's not only unhealthy, it's also unsightly, and eventually degrades our water. So what I propose is that maybe the city should install poop stations like they do over at Central Park. I walk there when it's too windy, and they have them along the trails, and it cuts down on the poop. But anyway, of course, there's some people who will never do that because they don't use trash cans anyway. So I'd like to see poop stations along Knox and Ladle Creek, as well as the trails. And additionally, when I walk across from the pool towards the fountain, and people think that that's Summit Avenue North. They just blast through there, and I think that you should have maybe a speed bump there. Where I cross, it's not white lines or anything, but there are warning signs there that people are walking. But people don't slow down, and they do that in the morning when people are going to work. They use that as a shortcut between Knox and Summit Avenue, and they also they're in a hurry to get to Jesse Turner for various events that are happening there. So that's the other thing I propose. In addition, there's not enough trash cans on the other side of the skating rink, whatever you call it, and the dog park. There's hardly any trash cans there. The rest of the park has got plenty of trash cans. And again, that doesn't mean that people are going to use trash cans, because I see trash that people dump out the parking lot, and they're only 10 feet away from trash cans. But I think something like that will help and preserve our beautiful Fontana Park. Thank you.
Sir, ordinarily we don't refer at the meeting. We come back and talk to you maybe the next day, but we have the Director of Community Services there, Daniel Snyder. Can you talk to him, please? Thank you.
Next is Adrian Braciale.
Okay, good afternoon, Mayor Warren and Council. My name is Andrea Schmidt. I am the proud product of the city of Fontana and a proud daughter also. I was born and raised here, and the public education system prepared me for my higher education, so forever grateful for Fontana. I now serve as the Public Affairs Senior Project Manager at Planned Parenthood of Orange and San Bernardino counties, an organization that offers low to no-cost healthcare and where no one is ever turned away regardless of their insurance status, their immigration status, or their ability to pay. And that's something that we really pride ourselves on as a healthcare provider. I grew up here, so I know firsthand that Fontana is a medically underserved community that lacks the health education that we need to be able to make healthy choices for our lives. So we should be embracing the opportunity to have a new, accessible, welcoming, and non-judgmental healthcare provider right here on our main street, rather than trying to block expanded healthcare access that would greatly benefit our own neighbors. With the new Planned Parenthood Health Center in Fontana, we have the potential to see more than 36,000 medical visits annually. That means increased access to services like cancer screenings, STI testing and treatment, contraceptives, health education, pregnancy tests and counseling, and so much more. Last year, a really well-known firm called Link Research conducted polling here in Fontana and found that over 70% of Fontana residents are favorable of Planned Parenthood services and Planned Parenthood as a healthcare provider. So by continuing to block Planned Parenthood's permit, you're actively working against not only the will of the community, but the community's best interests. Planned Parenthood is truly a vital resource in our community, so I encourage you to make sure that our friends and our neighbors can get that equitable access to health care and approve the permit and allow Planned Parenthood to continue with their planned health center. Thank you.
Next is Mark Rakifi.
Hello, I'm Mark, and my wife and I, we've been residents of Fontana for about 14 years. In today's gospel reading from Mark chapter 3, Jesus asks the people, "Who are my mother and brother?" And then he answers, "Here are my mother and my brothers. For whoever does the will of God is my mother and brother and sister." Now, I wonder if there are mothers and brothers and sisters at Planned Parenthood abortion mills. I wonder if some of the mothers there come away very, very sad and traumatized for the rest of their life. I wonder if they regret the abortions. Planned Parenthood, none of these ladies said it, but Planned Parenthood, I think it was 2020, 2021. If you look at their own records, 384,000 abortions. That's not healthcare. Amen. That is not healthcare. That's killing. Amen. If we allow these people to come in, what are they going to do? They're going to kill. Amen. But there's hope. I actually have some good news. Brighton Park, near Rochester in New York, they beat Planned Parenthood. So, we can do the same thing. And by the way, Brighton Park has 37,000 people. What is Fontana? 210,000? If you do the math, it's over 5. It's probably closer to 6 times as big. We can beat Planned Parenthood. We can get all those good medical services. We don't need abortion. We don't need to kill babies. We don't need to distribute abortion pills with no doctor present. And you have the blood of babies in the toilet, either babies or parts of babies in the toilet. And by the way, that's one way that Brighton Park beat Planned Parenthood. You got to look at the water treatment if you have lots of blood in the toilets. Okay. So here we go. How did they get beat? How was Planned Parenthood beat? Well, they told the town leaders and the people that there's sex traffickers loitering outside the abortion mill while their victims are having abortions. They said that the police would often be called by Planned Parenthood because they don't like pro-life advocates on the sidewalk or nearby.
Your time is up.
Okay. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Danielle Hawley with the Fontana Chamber of Commerce.
Well, good afternoon, Mayor, Council, and City staff. My name is Danielle Hawley, and I'm proud to be the Executive Director of the Best Chamber of Commerce around, the Fontana Chamber of Commerce. We are super excited because in 2024, we are celebrating our 110th year here in the city. And so super excited to continue on our rich legacy that has already come before us. I wanted to come to you today to present some notable highlights from our second quarter report for the 2023-2024 fiscal year. The Chamber, through the months of October, November, and December of 2023, welcomed 27 new businesses to the Chamber family. We hosted 13 ribbon-cutting ceremonies. We hosted 3 monthly luncheons at the Jesse Turner Center. We had 3 business networking meetings, and we assisted 39 visitors that walked through those chamber doors. Some other highlights: on October 5th, we were proud to partner with the City of Fontana to co-host and celebrate our Manufacturing Day here at James Hardy, right down here in Fontana. You know, they were one of the first 100 manufacturers here within the city. On October 11th, the Chamber also launched for the very first time our Next Gen Business Academy, just another way that we're equipping and training our future business leaders here in the community. On October 25th, we hosted our job fair and had over 107 folks in attendance, and we were able to help with some expungements. We had the DA's office here, and also finding jobs for those who were seeking jobs. Through the months of November and December, we hosted Freddy's Frozen Custard at the Chamber offices to assist with job placements and their hiring event as well. On December 11th, we were proud to partner with the city and co-host the Mayor's Manufacturing Logistics Transportation Council down at Pallet Market, and that was just a myriad of other events that we did, and it would take up all the time here for me to talk about all the wonderful things that the Chamber is doing, but we're really looking forward to 2024. 2023 was such a great year for the Chamber, and I know 2024 is going to be even more remarkable. I just wanted to thank again our ambassador team and our members of the Latino Small Business Alliance that are here today, and everyone who continues to support the Fontana Chamber and our great City Council and all of the efforts to further our business community. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Empowering Success Now.
Hello, Mayor and City Council members. My name is Professor Artina McIntosh, founder of Empowering Success Now, a nonprofit here in Fontana. And I am here to introduce our new division, the Inland Empire Institute of Business and Technology, and our 30-day skilled badge training program. We know that there are business owners out there who need to have help with starting and growing their businesses and need some additional training. We also know that there are employers out there who need to upskill their current employees and maybe have them take maybe a customer service badge in order to help with some of those bad reviews they have on Yelp. Also, we know that there are community members that may want to upskill themselves, such as maybe a Microsoft Word for professional training, or maybe just in a public speaking badge. We also know that there are students out there who need some professional etiquette and some life skills. So to address some of this, we want to let people know that we are here, that we are offering skill badges by skilled professionals and industry leaders. And guess what? We want to announce that they are free for the next 3 months, thanks to a grant from Microsoft.
Again, these classes are for people 16 and up. And again, they are taught by industry professionals. And we are here just to encourage the Fontana residents to take advantage of these badges and for them to change their life in 30 days. But most of our students say that they changed their lives in just one. So we would just like to thank City Council and Fontana for this opportunity to announce our skill badge program, and we encourage everyone to change their lives in 30 days. If they would like more information, they can go to ieitraining.org. So thank you again, City Council, and to all Fontana members. Thank you.
Next is Anna Gonzalez.
All right, good afternoon, Madam Mayor, City Council, staff, community. Ana Gonzalez representing Center for Community Action and Environmental Justice in solidarity with Planned Parenthood of Orange and San Bernardino counties to demand that the city approve their permit for their health center. A few questions for the City Council and staff. Was there a study conducted in regards to analyze how many folks in Fontana are either insured, underinsured, or not insured? Because I guarantee you, based on the census data that just came out in 2020, a lot of the residents in Fontana are either underinsured or not insured. And so a health center such as Planned Parenthood would provide that health access that these community members so desperately need. We need Fontana to be a champion for health access, because guess what? A lot of the reproductive illnesses and increase of miscarriages in the city of Fontana particularly are correlated with PM 2.5 diesel pollution exhaust. Hospitals such as Kaiser also provide reproductive choice for women. Do we shut Kaiser Hospital down too? Do we shut down other clinics that provide reproductive health access? I don't think so, right? Why Planned Parenthood? California has spoken loud and clear through a constitutional amendment for the right to reproductive access, and is now a constitutional right. Why does Fontana go against the majority of Fontana voters? Also, we talk about pro-life, but we don't talk about how our tax dollars, especially California tax dollars, 40% of them are being used to bomb children in Palestine, right? We don't talk about that. And I'm also here because, you know, Fontana likes to disenfranchise community input against consent item B, which goes against our freedom of right to speak. And just a reminder to free the Justice 8 and free Palestine. Thank you.
Next is Joaquin Castellanos.
Good afternoon, Fontana City Council and community members and staff. I'm here to ask and encourage the city to approve the medical center, the Planned Parenthood Medical Center in Fontana, and allow community members in the area to get the medical care that they need and provide more to those who don't have access to it. We've seen over the last several months that the city has tried to use various tricks and tactics to deny an otherwise valid application, which is resulting in the action under discussion and today under a closed session. It's extremely concerning to see the city taking these actions to deny its residents access to healthcare services, as illustrated in the images that on the letter that was sent by CCAJ. The Healthy Places Index scored for 34.9 for Fontana, puts it barely above the bottom third of the state, and the score for healthcare access of just 27.2 indicates that there's a persistent need for healthcare services, such as would be provided by PPOSBC. Fontana has a higher rate of residents uninsured or relying on Medi-Cal than the state as a whole, reiterating the very obvious need for more access in the city. Additionally, Fontana is not alone on an island, and neighboring communities such as Bloomington, which has an HPI score of just 18.9, would also be able to gain access to needed healthcare services at the same healthcare facility due to the proximity of that resource. Thus, we implore that Fontana approve the application for this sorely needed healthcare center and stop trying to stop the approval of this project, by trying tricks and tactics. It's impressive to see how much the city would, tries to stop projects like this. When it comes to warehouses, you do the opposite. You even try to streamline them as much as possible. Or when it comes to street vendors, you care so much about health and safety, and you put ordinances to criminalize them. But when it comes to health and safety and the access for health services for the community, you try your best to deny these and make it inaccessible. So I hope the city knows that, it's important to provide these services, and that you move forward with this application and work with Planned Parenthood to provide these services for the community of Fontana. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Elizabeth Senna.
Good afternoon, City Council and community. My name is Elizabeth Senna, and while I am a founder of the South Fontana Concerned Citizens Coalition, I'd like to also point out that I am an employee for a nonprofit organization that focuses on environmental justice. That's CCHA. And through there, I've been able to learn a lot about civic engagement. And so for that reason, I'm concerned with the lengths of which the City Council is willing to go to disenfranchise, minimize, limit, and even discriminate the community. What's equally upsetting is the complacency demonstrated from the majority of this council. While most tend to single out the mayor, I see this council as a collective, so you are all just as guilty. I hope the residents remember this during election season, because a couple of you are up. Additionally, it's alarming to see this council preach about property owners having rights and championing this when in regards to warehouses, but in regards to the public health and well-being, such as healthcare centers, this slogan conveniently doesn't apply and goes silent. Over the last couple of city council meetings, it's become evident this council is anti-community, anti-health, anti-women, and anti-speech. I challenge this council to see past the controversial topics, set aside church, and prioritize state in order to see the great opportunity to healthcare and access that Planned Parenthood has to offer. As I continue to review Fontana City Council agendas, I can't help but notice all of the legal issues this council continues to engage in. I continue to question the integrity, competency, and misuse of taxpayer dollars this council continues to exhibit. For this reason, I encourage the community to continue speaking up, speaking truth to power, even when they don't want to listen or create barriers to speak, such as blocking comments on their social media pages. The community is watching.
Our next speaker is Claudia Cuevas.
definitely will see.
Madam Mayor, if we could have the clerk double the time on the clock, please, thank you.
Thank you, I was just, giving instructions on how am I gonna do the interpretation.
Hola, muy buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Claudia Cuevas.
Good afternoon, my name is Cinta Claudia Cuevas.
El día de hoy vengo apoyando el plan de salud
Today,
para nuestra comunidad.
Today, supporting the, parenthood for the community,
A nuestra comunidad
or community
no tiene los mismos
doesn't have
recursos
the same resources
que nuestras personas americanas.
that the American people have.
Tienen que entender
You
que
have to
muchas veces
understand that a lot of times
es muy difícil para
it's
nuestra
very
comunidad
difficult for our community,
de familias de 5, 6 o
families
7
with 5,
hijos
6, 7 kids
ir a un hospital.
go to a hospital.
Entonces, los planes de salud que tenemos
Therefore,
ahorita
the health plans that we have right now
son muy caros.
are very expensive.
Y la comunidad latina
In the Latin community,
tratamos de buscar
we try to look for
dónde poder llevar a nuestros hijos
where we can take our kids
para que puedan ser
so
atendidos.
we can be seen.
Tienen que recordar
You have to remember
que cada uno
that everyone
decidimos
decide
sobre nuestro cuerpo
about our bodies,
y no podemos
and we cannot
pretender que
pretend that
un lugar que apoya a muchas personas
a place that supports a lot of people
por errores de otras personas que van a la clínica
because of the errors that other people go to the clinic
quieran hacer algo malo.
want to do something bad.
Nosotros vamos por ayuda de nuestros hijos
We are going for help for our kids
o por nuestros mismos beneficios.
or for our own benefits.
Entonces, nuestra comunidad latina necesita de ese apoyo.
Our Latin community needs that support.
Por favor, necesitamos que ustedes piensen en nosotros.
Please, I want you guys to think about us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Travis.
Deputy City Clerk, how many more cards do you have?
Mayor, there are 3 more speakers after Chris.
First, how dare we stomp on our freedoms by banning people from wearing face masks in the meeting? We could catch COVID just from being here, which is our right as a citizen. And wearing a face mask is also supposed to be a right. But y'all want us running the risk of long COVID symptoms for the sake of speaking our mind. Already moved these meetings to 2 p.m. so that hardworking citizens and children can't come to see the corruption. But this is just another way to disenfranchise citizens and stomp on our freedoms. Even In-N-Out Burger cannot ban face masks by law for people that want to wear them. So a loophole y'all found, I'm gonna try to find a way to fix. Because while it is very important for me to call out hypocrisy, it is also very important I don't get any sicker than I already naturally am, and offering these pathetic face shields as a poor attempt to try to keep yourself into a gray area is absolutely disgusting. Our city needs to be a champion for healthcare and keeping our citizens healthy, because healthy people are productive. Healthy people are able to work and contribute to society. Sick people are not. I am all for Planned Parenthood. It is a vital resource for any and all humans. It helps to keep people healthy and vital and able to work. It gives people freedoms. And anyone that is anti-Planned Parenthood is a hateful extremist, and most likely a religious wackadoo, and unfit to be in charge of anything that concerns anyone else, and especially anything that can limit the freedom of residents. We can win Planned Parenthood, you guys. We can beat these insane religious nut jobs. We can defeat the people trying to control us, because we are a free country. And we can keep the freedoms that they are trying to steal. And we can gain more freedoms that we deserve. Because your opinions and your rights and where mine start, and your disgusting little book club can stay out of government business.
Our next speaker is Max. Is Max here? Okay, next up is Adam Milges.
Hi, everybody, Mayor, council members. First, I want to thank you for your service. I grew up in Fontana. I'm sure a lot of people here grew up in Fontana, so I think think, and all in all, we got something for the good that you guys have done for the community. So for that, thank you. To be honest, I feel a little bad because I came here to talk about Palestine. I'm Palestinian. There's a lot of Palestinians in the city. That being said, I could tell that this meeting ended up being a little bit about something else. I'm the type of person that hates divisive language, to be honest with you. So I don't know too much about Planned Parenthood, and I don't know too much about what other people might be feeling, but I'll say that I think that they did mention there's a lot of good services that potentially they could offer, and I think it would be great if maybe you guys can act as a negotiating team to sort of bring both sides together and say, okay, well, maybe we can offer certain services but not others, or whatever it might be. What I do know is that it is an underserved community in terms of healthcare. That's probably not your guys' fault. You know, we have, Kaiser Steel is from Fontana, and Kaiser is one of the biggest healthcare companies in America. So definitely, I think there's always ways to bridge these gaps. I don't mean to offend anybody or anything like that, but I think if we can save anyone anywhere, that's a good thing. That's all I'm gonna say. But I am Palestinian, and I would love to save those children as well. So if we could save children here, children there, if we could help women here who need the health care. Sometimes there are, my wife is pregnant right now, actually. She's 9 months pregnant. So hopefully I'll get a phone call right now telling me she's going into labor. But it could be a case where there's a woman who maybe she will die or the child will die, and maybe that's an exception that someone might be willing to make. So that's all I'll say today. Thank you guys so much.
Our final speaker is Oscar Zambrano, and he will require translation services.
I just gave the same instructions for interpreting. Thank you.
Just the time.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Oscar Zambrano.
Good afternoon, my name is Oscar Zambrano.
En primer lugar, quiero poner en récord bien
First of all, I want to put in record,
que he venido varias veces aquí ya por años
I've been coming here for many years,
y que aún así la alcaldesa y algunos miembros del consejo
and even though the mayor and the council members,
dicen que yo vengo de afuera,
they say that I come from the outside.
que soy un outsider, dicen.
They said, I'm outsider.
Yo conozco muchos de ustedes aquí
I know a lot of you,
y algunos son mis vecinos.
and some of you are my neighbors.
So, entonces quiero dejar en claro que
So I want
cuando
to make
hablo,
clear when I talk,
lo hablo de experiencia propia
I'm talking about personal experience
y como residente de esta ciudad.
and as a resident of this city.
Dejando eso en claro,
I wanna make it clear.
Dejándose en claro, quiero decirles que estoy en oposición al artículo B de la agenda de hoy.
I'm opposing to the ordinary B of the meeting. Adoption of ordinance B
Del artículo B.
of Article B.
Y con esto es porque hemos visto que siempre la gente opositora al
And we have
gobierno
seen
aquí,
the people that oppose here to the government,
siempre nos tachan de
they're always
mentirosos,
telling us that we're liars,
que somos de afuera,
that we're outsiders,
que no
that
pertenecemos.
we don't belong.
Y venimos aquí a expresarnos
And we
en
are
este currículum,
We're here to express on this curriculum
en este lugar,
and this place
para que nos escuchen.
to be listened to.
Y cuando llega tanto que ya son años que no nos escuchan,
And when it goes too far, when you're not listening to us,
tenemos el derecho a expresarnos con la libertad de nuestra voz y
We
también
have-
de protestar.
we have to,
Tenemos el
we
derecho
have the right
de
to
expresarnos con nuestra
express
voz
with our voice
y también de protestar.
and to protest as well.
Ustedes,
You,
con sus
with
políticas,
all your politics,
También vienen a nuestras casas
You also come to our houses
con el smog,
with the smog,
con la contaminación.
contaminating.
Mis hijos ahorita tienen problemas respiratorios.
My kids right now have problems, breathing problems.
Ustedes también vienen a mi casa
You guys
a
come to my
destruir
house
mi
to
hogar.
disturb, my place of living.
Si ustedes no les gusta
If you guys don't like it,
que también vengamos a su casa,
that we come to your house,
que es nuestro derecho,
that is our right.
entonces no se elijan,
So then
no se postulen,
don't post yourself.
no corran por puestos públicos.
Don't run for public, places.
Viene con el trabajo de ser un candidato y viene con ser
It
un,
comes with being a candidate and
también
also
viene, es
being,
responsabilidad
it
como
is a
servicio
responsible
público.
as a public service.
Entonces yo estoy opuesto
Then I oppose to,
porque si ustedes vienen a mi
because if you
casa
come to my house
con sus
with
políticas
your politics
de basura,
of trash politics,
la comunidad tiene
the
derecho
community has the right
que ha sido
that has been
víctima
victim
de cánceres,
of cancers,
polución,
pollution,
contaminación
contamination,
y problemas respiratorios,
and respiratory problems,
hacerles saber a ustedes
to let you know
en sus casas
in your homes
que ya estamos hartos.
that we're fed up with.
Entonces no sean hipócritas
Don't be hypocrites
que dicen que les importa la salud
that you care about our health
y no dejan a clínicas que entren.
and don't let clinics to come in.
No sean hipócritas
Don't be hypocrites
que les importa la salud,
that you care about health.
celebran el el mes del cáncer acá,
You celebrate the cancer month
pero
here,
traen industrias cancerosas
and you bring in cancerous industrial
a nuestros hogares.
to our homes.
Entonces no sean
So don't be
un grupo de hipócritas.
a group of hypocrites.
No les importa.
You guys don't care.
Y como ustedes dicen que son buenos cristianos,
And as you guys say that you're good Christians,
no sean hipócritas.
don't be hypocrites.
Porque yo sé que muchos dicen que,
Because I know a lot of you guys said that
es difícil ser diviso.
that it's difficult to be divided.
Les recordamos que Jesús vino con una espada a dividir.
But let's remember that Jesus came with the
La
blade
espada
to divide us
entre buenos y malos.
between good and bad.
Entonces ustedes
So you guys
no se escondan,
don't hide,
confronten
confront
sus decisiones
your decisions
que han puesto
that you
frente
have put
al pueblo de Fontana.
of the citizens of Fontana.
Si no les
And
gusta,
if you guys don't like it,
váyanse a los cuartos de escape que van a probar hoy.
go to the escape rooms that are going to approve today.
Entonces, por favor, les digo
And for I tell you
que voy a seguir viniendo,
that I'm going to continue coming,
voy a seguir estando acá,
I'm going to continue being
porque
here
mis hijos me lo
because
piden,
my kids are asking
porque
for
mis
it,
vecinos me lo
because
piden,
my neighbors are
porque
asking
la
for it,
comunidad que aún no
because the
tiene
community
acceso
that don't have access yet
a interpretación
to
correcta,
correct
certificada,
interpretation,
legal.
certified and legal,
estaremos aquí
we will be here
en nombre de la comunidad.
in the name of the community.
Gracias.
Thank you.
And we do have one more speaker, Cassie McDuff.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. You've put so much distance between yourselves and the speakers. I'm not used to this. I used to work right here across the street. I know many of you personally. Mr. Roberts, I've known you for 30 years. Mayor Warren, I've known you since you came on the council. Councilman Sandoval, we just met recently at the Ontario, the State of the County. And I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Garcia. Mr. Cothran, you're a different Mr. Cothran than I knew. Hello. So I have a history here in Fontana. I've worked here for a number of years. I've seen many improvements in your city over these years. Just driving through your city this morning and this afternoon, I was really struck by how things have really changed and grown. I know, those of you I know personally, I know to be people with deeply held, sincere beliefs. I'm here to ask you, please do not attempt to impose those beliefs on the constitutional rights of the people of Fontana. Please be as fair to any kind of development that comes in or is proposed here, particularly a medical clinic, like the one that's being blocked right now by the moratorium. These are constitutionally protected services that the people of Fontana deserve to get. I know that many of you oppose abortion. Abortion is a tiny fraction of what Planned Parenthood does. And I'm sure you've heard earlier this afternoon about many of those services. But again, women in Fontana have a right, if they choose, to terminate a pregnancy, whether it's for medically urgent reasons or whether it's because they're not ready to have a child. Fontana, Planned Parenthood is about family planning, being able to decide when to have your child, and being able to decide whether the health of the mother is so compromised by a pregnancy that her life is endangered. So please don't stand in the way of those constitutionally protected services that are so vital. Thank you.
That concludes our speakers, Mayor.
All right, that brings us to our consent calendar items. Now, because we have so many different meetings that we're conducting at the same time, I understand there are no items that have been asked to be pulled. So what I would ask is a motion to approve the consent calendar for the following: City Council, Fire Protection District, Housing Authority, Industrial Development Authority, Public Financing Authority, Successors Agency, and Community Foundation. May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Is there a second?
Second.
Have a motion, a second, please cast your vote.
And I will be voting no on item B on the regular city council meeting.
Item B, okay, that's so noted. Deputy City Clerk and City Clerk, okay. All right, please cast your vote. Come through where?
Five in favor, with the exception of Councilman Sandoval voting no on item B.
Okay, thank you. That brings us to public hearings. Public hearing item A is a public hearing for quarterly lien action for delinquent sewer, rubbish, and weed abatement accounts. City Clerk Key, do you have any written correspondence on this item?
We do not, Mayor.
Okay, we're gonna have a staff report from our Revenue Operation Manager, Lisa Cole.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. My name is Lisa Conlon, and I'm the Revenue Operations Manager for the city. Before you this afternoon is the quarterly lien action for delinquent sewer, rubbish, and weed abatement accounts. The lien process protects revenues due to the city, which otherwise would have been subject to loss due to skipped accounts and property transfers. Paying customers benefit from this process as it minimizes the need to write off uncollectible accounts and contributes to the stability of rates charged by the city for the services provided. Each of the delinquent accounts have been notified of their outstanding balance and the intent to record the lien. Liens will only be recorded on accounts that still remain delinquent at this time. In addition, any liens which remain unpaid as of June 30th will be placed on the property tax roll for collections. Staff is available should you have any questions.
Are there any questions of staff? Okay, City Clerk Key, do you have any requests to speak on this issue?
We do not, Mayor.
The public hearing is now closed. May I have a motion to approve staff's recommendation?
Cothran, I'll make the motion to approve.
A second?
Robert, second.
I have a motion and a second. Please cast your vote. What happened there? Can you go take it back, or you want us to do orally? We can do oral. Okay, there you go.
All in favor, the motion passes.
Motion passed. That brings us to public hearing item B, is master case number 23-094 and specific plan amendment number 23-003. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Fontana, California, approving specific plan amendment number 23-003 to modify the West End specific plan to add escape rooms as a permitted use within the light industrial zoning district, generally located west of Cherry Avenue, east of East Avenue, north of Foothill Boulevard, and south of Baseline, to a categorical exemption in accordance with secret guidelines sections
15060, C, 15061, B, 3, the common sense exemption in sections number 3.01 and 10.59 of the 2019 local guidelines for implementing CEQA and alternative section 15301, existing facilities, and 15303, new construction or conversion of small structures, and direct staff to file a notice of exemption. This public hearing is now open. City Clerk Key, do you have, or have you received any written correspondence on this item?
We have not, Mayor.
Okay, we're gonna have a staff report now by our senior planner, Salvador Quintanilla.
Good afternoon, Madam Mayor and members of the City Council. Salvador Quintanilla, the project
Thank you,
planner
Francis.
of this item. As mentioned, the applicant,
Thank you all.
Sean Mills from SS Entertainment is requesting a specific plan amendment to the light industrial BP2 area of the existing Western Pacific plan. This particular amendment will modify the Western Pacific plan to add escape rooms that are permitted within the light industrial district BP2 district within the West End. As mentioned, the project site is located generally located west of Hemlock, east of East Avenue, north of Foothill Boulevard, and south of Baseline Avenue. You see here in red, this is the project area, which is the BP2 zoning district, which is more of a light industrial type of district. It has a mixture of commercial / light industrial uses. So therefore, the proposal of this escape room is to have this used within this particular district as a permitted use. Escape rooms are typically a suite that runs, various sizes, but for a quick run of what escape room is you go in there, it's based on by appointment only. You go in there, they have several theme rooms. Within those theme rooms, you have clues, you do solve puzzles and so on and so forth within that area, and then eventually you escape after you solve all those puzzles. You escape out of the room, you either can go to another theme room or you're done for the day. That's basically what the escape room does. Therefore, based on the information staff report, staff recommends that the City Council approve the ordinance number 1940 and determine that the ordinance categorically exempt pursuant to the CEQA guidelines.
Thank you for being here.
1940, approving specific plan amendment number 23003. Staff and the applicant are here to answer the questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions of staff?
Thank you.
Okay, City Clerk Key, are there any requests to speak on this item?
We have no request.
Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing
That's it.
and request a motion to approve staff's recommendation and one read by title and waive for the reading of ordinance number 1941. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Fontana approving the development agreement with Fontana
Backpacks and minis not permitted.
LLC concerning the retail cannabis. Wait, I'm the right one there. Yeah, whoa, way ahead, sorry. I thought that didn't sound familiar. Okay, here I am. One, read by title and wait for the reading of ordinance number 1940. In ordinance of the City Council of the City of Fontana. Approving master case number 23-094 and specific plan amendment SBA number 23-002. Amend the West End specific plan to add escape room as a permitted use within the light industrial district B and 2 district of the West End specific plan.
Thanks for everyone. Thank you, Karen.
I can get a motion.
Just one clarifying point on this one. So currently in the zoning, we don't allow escape rooms at all.
Correct, that is correct. In this particular BP2 zoning district, it does not allow for escape rooms.
Okay. Just, because I've seen some of it, so I'm just inquiring. Interesting. That is all.
Okay, motion please.
Oh, my apologies, I'll make the motion for approval.
Second. Motion is second, discussion.
Thanks.
All in favor, motion passes. Motion passed. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. That brings us to public hearing, item C, ordinance number 1920.
They're still passing
In
bills.
order to the City Council of the City of Fontana, California, institute exemption from the California Environmental Quality Act, including a development agreement of Fontana Responsible Compliant Retail, LLC concerning a retail cannabis business, and direct staff to file a notice of exemption. This public hearing is now open. City Clerk, please receive any written correspondence on this item.
We have no written correspondence for this item.
Okay, we're gonna have a staff report by Deputy City Manager.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council, thank you. Before you this evening is recommendation for development agreement number AGR 24-001 between Fontana Responsible Compliant Retail LLC and the City of Fontana. The request is the City Council pursuant to an exemption to approve the development agreement with Fontana Responsible Compliant Retail LLC concerning a retail cannabis business pending adoption of an operating agreement of the same business. The location for the proposed retail business is 9132 Sierra Avenue. As shown on this, it's just south of 8th Street on the west side of Sierra Avenue. Just as an example of some of the changes that are going to be, although this hearing is not the subject of a design review, the building is going before director's action for consideration of design review architecture, I think Thursday. Just wanted to illustrate these as for the location. I think most people are familiar with what's formerly the Party Pro location is on Sierra Avenue, and BARC will be operating by separate permit at the new location. The general overview of the terms of the development agreement are our development agreements pursuant to the approved ordinance have a 3-year term with actively managed authorizations for extension. In other words, they're not automatic renewals. They have to be audited and vetted and applied for renewals beyond the initial 3-year period. One of the primary terms is the voluntary payment of a special fee to the city equivalent to about 5% of the annual gross sales of cannabis. This particular applicant will also be paying a community benefit fee equal to an additional 1% of annual gross sales to local charitable organizations. Those funds will be directed by a group of local stakeholders within the City of Fontana, unconnected to the City of Fontana. They'll be looking to various different organizations. Just for the council's edification, during their application period, I've now forgotten the name of the organization, but the Dogs for Wounded Warriors. I forget. Say it again, Mayor, I'm sorry. Or John, Councilman.
Working Dogs.
Working Dogs for Warriors, thank you. Is one of the founders of that organization have been asked to be on this stakeholder board. The director of the Boys and Girls Club is one of the recommended people. So it's, anyway, those people will get the ability to spend 1% of annual gross sales of this facility within the community at their direction. In addition, each employee of the retailer will be offered up to 40 hours per year of paid income for doing voluntary service throughout the community. It's estimated in year 1, there'll be, I think, 16 full-time equivalent employees in that location. So that puts about a little over 1,000 new volunteer hours into the City of Fontana with different organizations. So we're very excited to recommend this development agreement. Based on that, based on the information in the staff report, subject to the findings, conclusions, and information in the staff report presented, staff recommends the City Council adopts ordinance number 2024-1941. And find after review of the whole of the project, including this development agreement, that the project is exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to state CEQA guidelines, section 15301, and direct staff to file a notice of exemption and approve the development agreement with Fontana Responsible and Compliant Retail based upon the findings in the staff report and ordinance pending adoption of the operating agreement with the same organization, and approve an operating agreement with Fontana Responsible and Compliant Retail as required by FNC 33-21. Staff's available to answer any questions should you have them.
Are there any questions of staff?
I have a question. So that facility that you're talking about, is that church there on the corner of 8th and Sierra, is this still active?
It's a church. If I can answer 2 parts to that, I don't believe it is. The church the property owners who facilitate the church have actually approached the city about doing an affordable housing community on that property. But just for your education, the applicant actually brought in a letter of support from the church also for opening this operation.
But the church is still operating.
I don't believe it is. I don't know that for certain, but I was told the congregation is very small and they're looking to do something different with the land. Over the last year, I've been talking to the owners of the operators of the church, separately, unconnected to this.
All right, thank you.
Any more questions? Okay. City Clerk Key, do you have any request to speak?
We have one request, Mayor, and that's from Anna Gonzalez.
Okay.
Thank you again, council and staff and community. Ana Gonzalez again from CCHA. While some of the proposed requirements are good in sense, we still want to ask that the city conduct community meetings where community is involved, especially those unions such as UFCW, local, the one that's in Bloomington, that organize cannabis workers are included in these conversations. I'm not sure if that happened. There's very little documentation in the staff report in regards to this responsible and compliant retail LLC. We would like to know more. And so before moving forward with any proposals, I just encourage the city to, again, create some type of community meetings, and like Jesse Sandoval, include some of the local churches and other stakeholders that can provide more input in before solidifying something. And I understand that there's gonna be like a tier system where they're gonna get points for the folks that are going to be getting these permits to operate these businesses. And so there's still very little information, and I think the community needs to know more and be included in these conversations. But again, we obviously support cannabis businesses. They bring good tax revenue to the community, and also increase the percentage that goes back to those nonprofit organizations. I know Riverside City does about 3%, and also creating like some type of RFP process where nonprofits are able to apply for these funds. Not just, you know, the favorite, the homies of Fontana council peeps. Because there's a lot of nonprofits in the city that would benefit from these funds. So I wanna make sure that we're being transparent, that we're doing outreach to the stakeholders and the community to have a better process for this. So that's all, thank you.
Any more cards?
We have no more speakers, Mayor.
All right, thank you. I'm going to close the public hearing. Let's see. May I have a motion to approve staff recommendation and one, read by title only and waive further reading and introduce ordinance number 1941, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Fontana approving a development agreement with Fontana Responsible and Compliant Retail LLC concerning a retail cannabis business and direct staff to file a notice of exemption, and that the reading of the title constitutes the first reading thereof.
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Second?
Goffman, I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
There are 4 in favor, 1 no. Councilman Sandoval voted against.
Okay, motion passed. Thank you. That brings us to new business. New business item A is to appoint a mayor pro tem for the term of 1 year. I would like to make a motion to appoint Peter Garcia as our mayor pro tem. May I have a second?
I'll second the motion, Madam Mayor.
I have a motion and a second. Please cast your vote.
There are 4 in favor, 1 against. Councilman Sandoval voted against. Motion passed.
Motion passed. Thank you.
Now, next, we will be selecting chair and vice chairs for the fall. I'm gonna start with the fire district. We need the president.
I'll make a motion, Mayor, to keep Mr. Cawthorn as the president for fire protection.
Okay, is there a second or another motion? Okay.
Second.
All right, I have a motion, and what I'd like to do, if it's all right, we do president and vice chair all at once, is that
Sure.
okay?
If a member of the council wants to split that vote, they can make that request of you at that time.
Okay, that's fine. So we need a vice president. Is there a motion for the vice president? I'd like to motion for John Roberts to be the vice president.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, so now at this time, we will have a motion provided for accepting President Philip Cochran and Vice President John Roberts. May I have that motion?
So move.
I'll second that. Please cast your vote.
Mayor, we will need to do a voice vote on these items.
Oh, each vote, okay,
Yes.
no problem. Councilmember Sandoval,
Nay.
Councilmember Roberts,
Aye.
Councilmember Cochran,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. 4-1 with Councilmember Sandoval opposed. Motion passed. That brings us to the Housing Authority. We need a chair and a vice chair. Is there a motion? Go ahead.
Oh, I was looking at my colleagues to see if any of them wanted it. Well, I mean, what do you think, Madam Mayor?
I think I'd like to nominate Mayor Pro Tem Garcia for chair, and I'd like to nominate Councilmember Sandoval for vice chair.
Garcia, do you accept
Where's
that?
our vote?
You okay with that, dude?
I'll accept it.
Councilmember Sandoval, do you accept that?
Nay.
Okay. Then I'd like to nominate Councilmember John Roberts. So, with that said, I'd like to have a vote for our chair and vice chair for Housing Authority, Chair Peter Garcia, Vice Chair John Roberts. Can I have a motion? A second, I'm sorry.
I'll second the motion, Madam Mayor.
All right, please cast your vote. Oh, that's right, I'm sorry.
Yes, my apologies, Mayor. All
Councilmember
the agencies will need to be roll call.
Technology, I thought you said
Cochran,
this.
I'm voting aye.
Okay. Mayor Pro Tem Garcia.
Aye.
Councilmember John Roberts.
Aye.
Councilmember Sandoval.
Nay.
Okay, we have 4 in agreement and 1 opposition by Councilmember Sandoval. Motion passed. That brings us to the Industrial Development Authority. And by our code, I have to be the chairperson if I understand correctly. Okay.
I believe that is correct.
So I'd like to nominate Councilmember Sandoval for vice chair. Councilman Sandoval, will you accept that?
I accept it.
Okay, so that brings a motion that I'm making for me as chair, Acquanetta Warren, and then our vice chair will be Councilmember Sandoval. Please cast your votes.
I'll second for the record. And
Yes, very good. Let me start with Councilmember Sandoval.
aye.
Okay, Councilmember Roberts.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia.
Aye.
And Councilmember Cochran.
Aye.
All right, Mayor, aye. Motion passed unanimously for Industrial Development Authority. That brings us to Public Financing Authority. I'd like to nominate Councilmember John Roberts for chair. And I'd like to nominate Councilmember Cochran for vice chair.
A second.
Okay, I'll start with Councilmember Sandoval.
Aye.
Councilmember Roberts.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. Mayor Pro Tem Garcia.
Aye.
And Councilmember Cochran.
Aye.
All right, motion passes unanimously. That brings us to the successor agency. I'd like to nominate Councilmember Sandoval for chair. Will you accept that?
Nay.
Okay, then I'd like to nominate Councilmember Philip Cochran for chair. And I'd like to nominate Mayor Pro Tem Peter Garcia for Vice Chair.
Second.
All right, so we have a second. Please listen as I call your name. You didn't get me this time. Councilmember Roberts.
Aye.
Councilmember Sandoval.
Aye.
Councilmember Conklin.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia.
Aye.
And Mayor, aye. Okay, motion passed with one opposition, Councilmember Sandoval. That brings us to the Community Foundation, which is an appointment of foundation officers, a slate based on the code. As I call these names, I will tell what position they will hold. I would like to make a motion to appoint the following as designated foundation officers. Acquanetta Warren Mayor, Foundation Chairperson. Matthew Valentine, City Manager, Foundation President. Ray Ebert, Deputy City Manager, Foundation Vice President. Jessica Brown, Finance Director, Foundation Treasurer. And Jermaine Key, Foundation Secretary. May I have a motion by council?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Offer.
I think I already made the motion, I'm sorry, I just need a second.
I'll second the motion.
All right. You want me to do that roll call too? Okay. They're in control today, you notice that? Okay, Councilmember Cochran.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. Councilmember Roberts.
Aye.
Councilmember Sandoval.
Aye.
Okay, unanimously voted on the council to approve the slate for our community foundation. Okay, that brings us to city manager communication.
I have no comments, Mayor, thank you.
Okay, let's start with our treasurer, Janet Colebrook.
Thank you, Mayor.
Edwardson.
I'd like to first say Happy New Year to everyone. And secondly, I'd like to offer my condolences to our city clerk, Jermaine Key, on the loss of her daughter. Thank you.
Okay, and along those lines, we will be adjourning our meeting tonight in the memory of our city clerk's daughter. Her name is Erin Elizabeth Key. We will also adjourn our meeting in memory of Yvonne Williams, a longtime Fontana resident, neighbor to everyone, and big supporter of the Exchange Club, loved Fontana days. And then we have Cynthia Quinn, longtime Fontana resident that passed during the Christmas holiday. And also we have lost Mark McKay, the owner of McKay Funeral Home. And his services to our knowledge are coming up very soon. So at this time, we'll ask for comments from our city clerk.
Thank you for the condolences and the flowers, and it's good to be back. Happy New Year, everybody.
All right, thank you. We're praying for you and your family, city clerk. Okay, we're gonna start with Councilmember Roberts.
Thank you, Mayor.
Sorry, I'm
I'd just like
shaking
to wish,
down the air too
my
high.
fellow colleagues, Mr. Sandoval and Mr. Cawthon, happy birthday. It is tomorrow. They both have the same birthday, so hope you have a terrific birthday.
Well, you know, I'm glad you did that, John, because you're our singer. So why don't you start us off and we all sing happy birthday to you.
Okay,
All
I
right.
can do it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jess and Bella. Happy birthday to you.
You want to do a solo?
No. Okay. And the other thing that I wanted to discuss is we have talked about possible naming of Station 81, and it has been suggested to us from the Firefighters Association that we name that station in memory of Bobby Harkness, who is the only firefighter in the history of the department in Fontana to die in the line of duty. Bobby passed away on a fire from a heart attack, and so I would like the council to entertain naming the station after Mr. Harkness.
Now, city attorney.
So what we'll do is we'll bring, if the council's good with that, we'll bring that back, resolution back to the council for consideration at our next meeting on February 13th.
For us to have this come back before us, I need at least another person to speak up.
Madam Mayor, as the president of the fire district, I think that's a great way of honoring that man for his service.
Okay. Any opposition so that we can know this? Okay. Could you bring that resolution back to the next meeting? Thank you, John.
That's all I have.
Councilmember Sandoval.
Yes, City Manager, I'd like to see if you could talk about that, was it a training or information that they're gonna have tomorrow about the vendors? If you could talk about that, and then if you can have our translators translate in Spanish so the public knows where we're having that tomorrow.
Sure. So Councilmember Sandoval is referring to kind of a workshop that we're hosting. It'll be from 5 to 7 p.m. here in the council chambers. And our staff, in conjunction with San Bernardino County staff, will provide input and information on how people can get proper licensing to provide street vending services.
Okay, can you join us and give that in Spanish translation for us? Thank you.
You want to repeat that? Yeah, so tomorrow, so that's Wednesday, January 24th. I don't know if you can speak in the microphone. Right there.
Mañana miércoles, que es enero 24,
We'll be holding a workshop, an educational workshop
vamos a tener un taller
regarding street
de
vending.
educación en lo que va a los vendedores de la calle.
It will be held in this council chambers
Va a estar aquí en este ayuntamiento, en esta sala,
and will take place between 5 and 7 p.m.
y va a tomar lugar de 5 a 7 de la tarde.
We'll have our staff, city staff,
Vamos a tener nuestro personal de la ciudad
and San Bernardino County staff making a presentation.
y el personal del condado de San Bernardino haciendo la presentación.
And staff will be present to answer any questions folks will have.
El personal va a estar respondiendo preguntas de lo que ustedes tengan.
Thank you, that's it.
Muchas gracias.
Can you say the time?
Yes, it's 5 to 7 p.m.
De 5 a 7 de la tarde, 5 de la tarde a 7 de la noche.
Thank you. Gracias. My last item is, I'd like to wish my fellow colleague a happy birthday. I think you're like, what, 19, 20? You know, just, yeah, okay. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Councilmember Cochran.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, my condolences. Your daughter was a lovely person. Happy birthday indeed to my colleague. You're only a few years older than me, if memory serves me correct. But January 24th is a very special day apparently to both of us. So happy birthday. Hopefully you get to go out and celebrate and have a wonderful day on that side of things. My daughter apparently already has surprises for me at home. My wife doesn't know about the surprises apparently, but she says she has surprises. So tomorrow will be a great day. So we'll see how that's going. But happy birthday day to my mom for tomorrow. Thank you for giving me life and bringing me into this world. My dad had a little part to play in it, but my mom did the majority of work. So thank you, Mom. I appreciate that. But besides that, Madam Mayor, we do have a bike race going on in Southridge this coming weekend. So if you guys are available, want to come watch some rather daring adults and young adults and kids of all ages. I think the youngest one that's participating this year is 4 years old. In the bike races, come on down, take a look at it, see what's going on. If you would like to participate, I believe you can still actually sign up and race if you're daring enough. But besides that, Mayor, that's all I have. Thank you very much.
All right, Mayor Pro Tem Garcia.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, I just wanted to wish everyone a happy new year. I'm really looking forward to doing great things this year with my colleagues here on the council. And there's going to be a lot of good things happening here in downtown and some progress. Besides the Sierra widening, there's going to be other construction going on, but it's going to be good news. So just thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. First, I want to acknowledge all the memories we're doing tonight. We've lost some great residents. I tell you, Christmas holidays are a time where families come together, but getting these calls were very distressing. But you know, we have to keep each other in faith and in prayer. And
City Clerk Key, once again, we are praying for you. I want to acknowledge all the wonderful Christmas giveaways that occurred in this town. Every corner, somebody was trying to help others, whether it be for food, resources, toys, and I just thought it was wonderful. And so all of the organizations, all of the donors and supporters, thank you. Thank you for thinking about those that needed assistance during the holiday. I tried to attend as many as I could. Many of you are aware I had foot surgery and was kind of out of it for a couple of weeks, including Christmas Day. I had to sit there and watch everybody enjoy the food I didn't cook. So, but it was a good holiday. I think we all had a chance to go back and reboot and figure out how important family and friends really are. Also, I want to talk about the recent trip I took to DC last week for the Mayor's Conference, United States Conference of Mayors. As many of you are aware, I serve as a trustee in the executive branch of that group, and it affords us an opportunity to have a front row seat of what's going on nationally. I serve as vice chairwoman for the United States Conference of Mayors, Women's Mayors Alliance, and we have taken it upon ourselves to really try to push women who are trying to develop businesses. So we had a great panel that I had an opportunity of moderating to talk about how we can use best practices among cities. Very interesting conversation with the mayor of Detroit, Michigan, where they literally lost 75% of their businesses, and now they're coming back. And they're finding the majority of those businesses are owned by women. And how they use funds similar to what we did to assist our business community. But I tell you, the major moderation that we did was with myself and the Tampa Bay Mayor, Jane Castor, on recruiting women for police officers. And I'm gonna be really adamant about that this year. Get more women on our police department. And so we had a couple of the police chiefs that talked about their initiatives. So I'm gonna work on the initiative and bring it to you, Chief, and we're gonna get busy. We're gonna get these women in here, you know, to be our officers. So all you women out there that are hanging out in the gym, because I got in trouble talking about yoga, even the yoga people, everybody, we're gonna be coming after you to get you on our great police force, as well as those that are at our community colleges and our universities, and all of you listening to us at the council meeting through the television. Think about it. You can be a police officer in Fontana. We need more officers, and we want to focus toward women. The other good participation, I got a chance to sit down with the Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, and let me tell you, he knows about Fontana. We just recently got $20 million for the Safe Streets Initiative, and we're going to be applying those funds to our Foothill project. So just stand by, because it's happening. We're getting those grants, and I understand, I'm looking at our grant team out there. The next round is coming out in February. You're already on top of it, I heard. So we're on the move when it comes to getting those funds. But as we identify these projects, we really need people to think about how we can utilize them to the best of our abilities. And sitting down with, I call him Mayor Pete, he made it clear that their intent is to cut down on fatalities because of auto crashes and pedestrian. And we have seen a lot of pedestrian deaths. We don't know if people walking out in front of cars and what the reason, particularly amongst our homeless population. So everyone, please be careful. We're going to be coming back with some information on becoming a Vision Zero community where we address these issues based on best practices that have been utilized in other communities. But there was an even bigger highlight at the conference. I was selected to have a meeting with the Vice President, Kamala Harris. And I gotta tell you, she knows about Fontana. She remembered her visit to the Speedway some years ago. And she even remembered my daughter, who
Now it's gone.
was a little obnoxious that day and decided no matter what her mother said, she was going to meet the Attorney General Harris. So we had a wonderful conversation. I shared with her updates on what we're doing as a community. And she was real clear when she comes to California. I put it in her ear, please come to Fontana. So hopefully we can get her here. But we're gonna continue those discussions. But I got back Friday night and Saturday morning. We have an outstanding group here in Fontana that invited me to speak and give them an update on all the things going on downtown in our community with our grants. It's the California State Auxiliary Fraternal Order of Eagles. They provided me with a great appreciation certificate, and those ladies were amazing. We shared ideas, and we're gonna keep in touch. They love this town. They brought people in from all over the United States, and now those people love this town. So it was, and I can't say town, I have to say city. I got in trouble with that. Okay, whenever I get in trouble, then I don't say it again. But I gotta just say this. I just wanna thank our community. 23 was a year. Wait till you see 24. We're about to see more construction, and we really apologize in advance. Please bear with us, everyone. But when this construction is finished, you're going to be very proud. And I also want to thank everybody for holding my family up in prayer. I know you're doing that. I love the calls and the text messages and emails. And there were a little group of young people that actually brought me a personalized Christmas card. And they put down all the things they love about Fontana and how much they love this council too. So I just want to thank our community, and thanks to all of you guys who brought me food and mineral water. I got a lot of mineral water. I don't know what that was about, but I love it after my surgery. So thank you. And I'm walking, as you all see, and I'm well healing, and I still got my boot, but I'm good. But tonight, we want to stand in agreement to the memory of so many Fontana residents that we may not have been made aware that aren't here with us, that didn't make it through the new year and aren't here today. Keep all their families in prayer. Keep them on mind. Their services are pending. Some services have already happened. Today they have the services, I believe, for Yvonne Williams. So as we stand and have our moment of silence, please keep them in mind. Could you all join me as we stand? I would like to adjourn this meeting. Our next meeting will be in these chambers on February 13th at 2 p.m. I'm going to pass the gavel to each chairperson. First, I'm adjourning the city council meeting. Next will be Fire Protection District. Housing Authority, that would be Chair, I think, yep, Peter.
Housing Authority is right.
Industrial Development Authority Chair Warren, adjourned. We have the Public Financing Authority, Councilmember Roberts.
Finance Authority is adjourned.
Successor Agency Chair Cothran.
Successor agency adjourned.
And Community Foundation Chair Warren, adjourned. Thank you.
That's it. It looks different compared to the other one.
We do an event involving the city.
There's Dorsey. Thank you.
Well, they leave there. Because I gotta be early. Ow.
Yeah.
Did the security guards take a knife from you?
I threw it away.
No, they didn't. You have it. I have it.
You have it?
Was it this?
No.
That one yours?
It was a knife. It was a knife cutter.
Oh, a box cutter?
It was from work.
Huh?
It was from work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was not intended to. I forgot about it. I work overnight, so.
Oh, got it. All right. All right, buddy. Well, good night.
Later.
We'll see you, man.
See you guys later. Have a good day. So that's it. You guys take care. I'm gonna go. I really gotta go and take off. So thank you, Karen. Thank you, everybody else. Bye.